with Georgie, and today I have a special guest, Isham Harris of Merchant Side Marketing. I've been knowing Isham for probably over 4 years now, and he has been instrumental in my business as an entrepreneur and even when I was an employee. I saw him build websites and empower entrepreneurs by filling in the gap for us and helping us understand marketing. Marketing can be one of the toughest things in business. So that's enough about me. I want to hear from Isham Harris as he empowers us and tells us, why do entrepreneurs and business owners face so many challenges in marketing?
Well, I think, Georgie, and thank you for the introduction. I think that the biggest challenge all of us face is getting attention. Because realistically, if we have a need, right, it doesn't matter what the product is. If everyone on earth knew what it was, just by sheer statistics, I would win everything, right? Having billions of people put eyeballs on a service or product. So The single biggest problem we have as business owners is getting the attention, because it doesn't matter how good we are at what we do if no one can see it. One of the things I love about what you do, and we've talked about this, is how important it is to be willing to sell. A lot of people have this negative idea about salespeople or about marketing. They think it's sleazy or it cheapens them. And it's quite the opposite. That's probably the number one thing small business owners have to get out of their mind, is what it means to actually provide service. If I'm a chiropractor and I can help you with your problem, but I refuse to sell it to you, to explain it to you in a way that makes you want to buy it, or I fail to explain it to you on my website in a way that makes you click, or I don't tell you the benefits when I'm in front of you in person or online, shame on me. I could help you, but I got in my own way because I didn't want to do this thing that I thought was sleazy. And let's be clear, marketing and sales can absolutely be sleazy. I like to joke and say that marketers ruin everything, right? TV was great until ads came on. The interstate was great till billboards came up, right?
Yeah.
So, and one of the things that we see is that there's almost an unprofessionalism that's taken to marketing and sales. I'm a phenomenal plumber. Why do I need to know how to sell? Why do I need to know how to speak? Why do I need to know social media? I plumb like the best of them. Again, that's irrelevant if no one even knows who you are, right? If no one can read that you're the best, if no one can find out in any other way. So one of the areas that we see people make a big mistake is in trying to get attention. They start a website, they start a business, They'll get a website, business cards, a logo, and they don't even know if anybody wants to buy what they have yet, right? So they've burdened themselves with all these expenses. And I'll get people who call me and say, I need a website. I'm doing this business. Cool. How long have you been doing it? Just getting started. Well, how do you know you can sell this? Or I'll tell them, I don't think you need a website until you have planned for a marketing budget. Because here's another misconception that comes across our desk all the time, is that people say, I need a website. Okay. Now I need lots of business. Well, having a website doesn't mean build it and they will come. That's not it. It's like having a business card, but keeping it in your pocket. A business card, is, no doubt, is incredibly useful, right?
Right.
But not in your pocket. Same thing with the website. It's speaking for you. It's selling for you, but you got to get it out in front of people. So one of the ways, Georgie, that I see people trying to get attention is the free way, social media. Right? It's the holy grail of attention and network. But one of the problems we see there is that all people do is solicit, and they only ask for, like, need a plumber? Call me. Backed up? Call me. Pipes backed? Call me. And no one wants to follow a channel that's all commercials. No one would watch that TV station, right?
Yeah.
But if the content is good enough, they'll absolutely bear with the commercials. They might even buy because they're in a good mood because the content's good enough. So what that means for us small business owners is that we got to focus on our message. Got to focus on what we're saying. first. The attention comes when you're saying the right things. Because if I start off, I'm a plumber and I'm talking about electricity, I'm not going to get any attention for plumbing, right?
Right.
And we see this a lot. For example, with lawyers. You see a lot of lawyers who write content and who make posts that seem like they're tailored for other lawyers because it's so technical. But their audience, who they're trying to reach, is the end customer. Well, now the language is wrong, right? The post is targeted to the wrong person. We're not speaking. If I speak to a dog lover about cat food, I'm wasting my time and theirs. So it's important to understand who our target audience is.
Yes. And that's yeah, and I wanted to jump in there because that's something that I had to learn. I find that I hear the objection a lot that I want to sell to everyone. And when you met me, I had started a business. I called it JFB Connects because I thought, I want to connect people in life, business, and relationships. And I want to make connections and I want to get paid. But then you asked me this question. You said, Georgie, how are you going to get paid? And I didn't know. That was quite a rude awakening that you gave me that day, because you said there had to be a proof of concept, and that's what you've been telling us this whole time. And I thought that was a good tangible example to say, okay, what are the actual solutions and how are people going to pay you? You don't want to just have a good idea doing what you love if you don't understand your offer.
Right. What are your deliverables beyond your offer? We'll use something, sorry guys, as boring as plumbing, right? Like I love using plumbing as an example because everybody's got plumbers in their neighborhood. But here's the thing, your messaging, and I love to use them as an example, you've got to know what it is that you're selling, and it may not be the service, right? We talk about emotion in selling. We talk about emotion in marketing. We talk about the conversation you've got to enter that's in someone's mind. So let's bring this full circle now. Okay. If I have a pipe burst and I'm Googling a plumber, I don't really care what their certifications are. What I need to see, the communication that needs to happen is we respond to emergencies in 20 minutes or less. See, because now what I need is the pipe that's burst to stop flooding. What's important to me is how quickly can you get here? If, on the other hand, I have a backed up pipe, then what I need is the drain unclogged. That's my need. But what's important to me is that the plumbing company, does background checks so that while you're in my house with my wife and kids while I'm not there, I have an idea of the type of employee you have coming to my place. Most business owners, when I first talk to them about their business, aren't sure what they're delivering outside of the dictionary definition of their service. And it's very important to know, what do you bring that others don't? I've turned down clients multiple times. I turned down one today. I turned down one last week who was a financial advisor. Okay, tell me what you do. Great. Now, what do you do different than everyone else? And there was nothing that person could say. And I said, well, look, I can build you a website to say all of that, but I can't market you. No one's interested in, hey guys, I do websites and they're absolutely average appearance, average price, average performance. Are you interested? No, Of course you're not interested, right? No one's interested in that. Everyone wants excellence. And this is where, when we talk about the beginning of a business, when I started this business, I did my first 10 websites for free. So I would have something to show people. That would generate the attention. So for me, it was based on work. But for each individual entrepreneur, it's a different thing that they're selling. So the social media channel is a great place where they can iron out the details of their business. You can engage your community. You can engage your family and friends and say, hey, I'm thinking of doing this. I'm thinking of offering this. Ask me hard questions, please. Try to mess me up, because your clients will, for sure. Now, once that's done, now I've got my verbiage. I've got an idea of what works and what doesn't. It's one of the reasons I like cold calling, is not even necessarily to get a sale. I just want to know what words work to get a certain reaction, because those words will then be used in other marketing material. So it's very important that people really define, here's what I do, here's what I do different or better. And look, it's not unique. Nothing that we do has been, is brand new. We're not inventing something new. But
Right.
the combination of product, service, reputation, quality, all those things make a unique package. And then other times, you really have to change your entire business to compete. Marketing may not be able to save you, because if you're selling polka dotted zebra saddles, there's no amount of marketing I can do to find you a buyer.
Yeah.
So are you selling something that is desirable? That's why when we're sitting down together and you and I were talking, we talked about what's the deliverable? What do I get for the exchange of money, right? I need to know this. And that deliverable often isn't clear to people. Or we'll see in their calls to action on their communication, if you're, call me, but they don't even do that. They don't even put the call to action. Like, if you need a phone, call me.
Most of the time,
say, here's my number.
Yes, they leave off the call to action. They don't even know what call to action is. So there's some, confusion in the market right now about what is sales, what is marketing. A lot of times when I first started, everybody wanted to say, Georgie, you're a marketer. Georgie, you're a marketer. And I even had confusion about it when I started my company. It's like, I'm a salesperson. I'm not a marketer, but marketing and sales go hand in hand. And
yes,
I think, I like to use the analogy of relationships, kind of like that boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, or sales being that part where we take the relationship to a more serious level, where marketing is kind of like building, the courting, the beginning stages. And I guess I would ask you, what are your thoughts on that? And what is the website in this whole analogy?
I'm glad you asked, because marketing to me is all aspects of gaining attention. Sales are all actions that lead to transaction and exchange. If I don't sell, if you don't sign on the line, I can't provide the service. That's the selling. And, my 7-year-old daughter is a force to be reckoned with. She is a natural born manipulator or persuader.
Okay.
And I define the difference for her and for everyone. The difference in sales, and why some of us have a bad taste for sales and some of us don't, is the intent. There's a difference between persuasion and manipulation. Manipulation is saying all the things that get you to do something that serves my interest. Persuasion is saying everything to get you to pursue your interest. So if your interest is onboarding people who need divorces as a divorce attorney, your ability to pull them in, to get their attention, to speak to them, and to say the things that make them want to come to you is marketing, to make you want to come to you, get the attention.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But then what you actually do to make them sign on you cannot help that divorcee until they actually transact. So selling a lot of times to me is asking questions, whereas marketing a lot of times is assuming questions. And this is where the hand in hand between sales and marketing come together. Your sales department and your marketing department have to talk to one another, because in marketing, I'm talking to salespeople and asking, what questions are you getting? What are your objections? Because those objections go at the very front of your marketing, because your competitors won't. I will lead my marketing with the price, because everybody wants to know the price. Just get it out of the way.
Yeah, it's true.
And if they can't go past the price, a lot of people will say, explain value first and then give price. However, if my price is already phenomenal, so if somebody balks at that price, they never saw the value in the first place. But if they say, I can afford that, tell me more, now I've got a genuinely interested person and we have that objection out of the way. So most of us know in sales, the question you get the most is fine, how much?
How much?
So in marketing, we outright, hey, for 99 bucks, what we can do for you is this, this, and this. Since I already know the questions you've asked, for each business is different. Well, dear plumber, for your visit of $125, do you wear booties? Will you clean up after yourself? Are you guaranteed to get this done? So my marketing, the door tag, because I'm plumbing your house, I'm hanging hangers on 5 houses to the left and 5 houses to the right. They saw the truck.
Yep.
A neighbor got the service, right? Now my marketing material on that door doesn't say we offer plumbing. Thanks, I got that in 2 seconds. But now I also know if I called you, you're going to be super clean. You have a 5-star rating, everybody's certified, and you have this money back guarantee on this.
Yes.
So it's not that you're unique and you do something nobody else does, but what makes you unique is that you communicated what you do better than others. And sometimes you have to modify your business to accommodate that. I did not want to sell all my services for $99. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
But that's what the market demands. And so, me and Brian, my CFO, sat down a couple years ago and started hashing out, how do we get it to that price point? What has to change? But that's a lot of work in changing your business. And not everyone needs the services that we provide. And I want to give this example because I think it's one of the best examples.
Okay.
You have to understand who your audience is and how they buy and how they find you. Today I spoke to a chiropractor who's also a singer. And she wanted to buy a website, and I wouldn't sell her one because nobody is Googling a singer. They're not buying your music from your website. They're not looking for it on your website. They don't care about your website. I can't just take your money for the sake of taking your money. You need to understand your listener better. And I get that a lot with, say, realtors. A realtor, because how we make a purchasing decision is really important because that's going to dictate what we say, how we say it, and in what order.
Yeah.
Back to that plumbing example, right? If I've got to stop the drain, they need to communicate that they respond to emergencies in 20 minutes.
Right.
So with these businesses, they really need to communicate effectively what they do and how that advantage is. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought there for a minute.
Well, you're given so much knowledge right now and so much power when it comes to filling our brains with tools to market and to sell. And I like how you're helping us look at it from a different aspect. This is one of the reasons why I wanted you to be my very first guest, because ever since I met you, you always had thoughts that were different than everyone else's. Like nothing you say is how other people think, but then you specialize in how people think. It's just a very unique, it's just the coolest thing, right? And so you're a thought leader by far, and definitely somebody who I think can help build solutions for entrepreneurs in this time where they've had to pivot, they've had to change. I know for me, you built my website from scratch. There was no one else that I wanted to do it. And then I had to pivot my whole business. And so how is this affecting the market right now? And how are you meeting that need in your business?
Well, we're meeting it in an unconventional way, as you might expect from me. I'm eating the cost to take care of my customers wherever I can. Because if you look at any successful model, if you study Amazon as an example, many businesses are willing to lose money in order to make money. We already make money. If I take your $100 every month and 6 months from now, you need a change that's going to cost me $600, I might ask you for it if we're hurting. But if we're okay, I'm just going to do it
Yeah.
because nobody else will. How about that for a competitive advantage? Don't be all about the money. And that might be counterintuitive, but every one of my employees is allowed to give away a service. Every employee is allowed to give away a website, right? Generosity, because not everything's for money. And when it's not all for money, if you think about what the service would look like if I didn't count the cost. No, you can't run it that way, and your CFO is going to have a problem. I recommend Brian McHugh, part-time CFO, right?
Yes.
Phenomenal. It may not make you business immediately, and you'll have conflict with your CFO, right? Because they're all about the numbers.
Yes.
But that kind of service, look, anybody can go do what you and I do. The information is on the internet. We live in the information age. We may be a little more talented, but there's always someone more talented.
Yes.
Ultimately, as long as I am in front of people, providing good work and pricing that is below the value of what I deliver, I'm going to have a sale. So this is where I think social media is important. And what I want your listeners to take away from this, at the very least, is this actionable piece. If you're just starting out, even if you're not, your website is not because I sell them, go to a competitor, it's fine. But your website is the central point where everything happens. I need your listeners to understand that social media is where we interact with our customers and our prospects, and our website is where we transact with them. So my conversations are happening on social media, but when you're ready to buy or move forward in your buying decision, you go to the website and then you read the additional information. It's too short form on social media, right? It's the reason we can't have political discourse on social media. There's a lot more nuance to it, right? It's too short.
Yes. Yes.
You come to the website, now you see everything that's included. You see their reviews, you see everything else. So what I'll see people do, a big mistake that I see people do, is not fix their website and throw more money at marketing. $500 a month and I'm getting 10 clients. So if I double it, I'll get 20. Correct, generally. Great. You spend $1,000 and now you have 20 clients. But that $1,000 was getting you, let's say, 1,000 views and only 20 clicked on it. You're wasting a lot of money. Whereas that $500, if you take 1% conversion, if I convert 3%, 3 out of every 100 people that come to my website, and that makes me $10,000 a month. And I spend $500 a month to get those 100 people to look at it and those 3 people to buy. I can spend more money and get more people, or I can tweak the words on my website and maybe instead of getting 3 people to convert, I can get 4 people to convert at the exact same cost. My customer acquisition cost just went down and my business increased by 33%.
Wow.
Right? Because from 3 to 4, that's a 33% increase. I'm now from 10,000 a month to 13,000 and some change. So all that is to drive home the point. Know who your customer is. How do they find you? What's important to them and what do they need? And then have your friends simmer it down rudely for you. Nope, less words. Nope, less words. Even less words, right? Because we all have a tendency to want to be very verbose about what we do. I love what I do. Let me talk about it.
Yeah.
Problem is, you ain't interested. Can you do my site? Will it be super dope? Yep. Okay. I'm good. Some people have more questions. We'll answer them, but most people don't. If they like you, they trust you. Everything's warm, good referral. You didn't screw anything up. You don't need to keep going. So now you have your website squared away or your messaging. Go to social media. Let's talk about people's social media. The single biggest mistake I see people making on social media is posting stuff for crickets. No one's paying attention. No one's liking. And look, my own staff will screw this up occasionally for our posts too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. We all do this. You can't get it right every time. It's impossible.
Right.
But your posts need to give away the value.
Yes.
Give away what you do. It's the good old-fashioned Catholic principle of guilting people into doing business. I will give you all the value, and then what you don't want to do yourself, come to me for it.
Yeah.
Now you've really created some trust. If you're a plumber, give articles on how to plumb. Actually, that's probably not even the best
Unclog
idea.
your sink.
Really,
Unclog your sink or something simple.
that's
Yeah.
it. Actually, let's talk about that. Who should be the target audience for that plumber on social media, on Facebook?
A family?
I disagree.
Somebody who has a
Because-
home?
No, see, I disagree. What I think
Of
is
course
that
you
that's
disagree.
I tricked you.
I
Here's
don't
why.
call anybody on my show who agrees with me. That's boring. I like people who have a different thought than mine.
And here's mine.
Okay.
When people need plumbing, it's not sexy. Nobody cares about plumbing unless you're a plumber or you're selling stuff to plumbers. When I need something, I Google it. That's a business that I go to Google for. I'm not going to follow a plumber on Facebook. There's nothing of value to me if my pipes don't burst for 10 years or anything, if I don't need it. Who will follow a plumber on Facebook, maybe, is a realtor who, if I create an article on how to spot plumbing problems for realtors, that's valuable to them because they can walk in a house when they're doing their comps and say, oh, I learned this trick, so I know that the value here isn't this. But guess who they're going to call if that tenant needs a plumber? An electrician. Write your content for an electrician. How to avoid getting electrocuted while working around plumbing.
Yeah.
Now when that plumber sees that there's something wrong, you guys speak the same language, you're in the same industry, you have the same jokes, right? You're still, and now that person's a referral source because your end buyer does not come from Facebook.
Right.
Whereas a realtor, we all know 7 to 12 realtors. And a realtor doesn't need a website because nobody searches Google for a realtor near me. The decision facilitating information that people need, to buy is the house. It's not the product or the service.
Yes.
So when they come to me and say, I need a website, no, you don't. What you need is just to be out there, get out there. And if you're using your social media to post daily, then you're staying on people's mind so that when they need to make a buying decision or a referring decision, they've seen your name scroll through their feed once or twice today already. You're top of mind. So that's the approach to the social media, is make sure you're posting for the right people. Should you be posting directly to your end user? Not if they don't come to social media to follow you. If they go to Google for your service, then you're wasting your time there.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
All right, because we are limited on time. And I know because I've sent so many of my clients to you to get an assessment of their website. It is an amazing assessment that you do for entrepreneurs for absolutely nothing at all.
It's
you
free,
will assess their website. That is crazy. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And then do you do any kind of assessment for social media?
Yes, we do, though it's not as formal for social media. Okay. For website assessments, we'll go in and there's 2 or 3 people, depending. We'll go in and assess the website on a technical basis, looking at it the way Google and Bing will look at it. Then we do a marketing look over. Are you saying the right things? Did you lay stuff out in the right place? Is anything broken? So we're really looking at the marketing. Can your website serve you the way it's supposed to? No website should sit there not making you money. That there's something wrong if it's doing that. So that's the first assessment, both technical and from a marketing standpoint. On social media, we do it too, but it's not nearly as technical. We'll go through and check the frequency of their posts because you should be posting daily. We'll check and see who's engaging with their posts because that's the most important thing, is getting the engagement. And then of course we'll check their messaging. And when we talk to people about social media, always tell them there's the 5 levels of social media that you have to understand. There's bad. We all know bad. Don't need to explain that. Okay is just posting in the first place. The fact that you did, props to you. Good is the service that we provide, and we give it away for free. Just to make the case from before, if you go to our website, it tells you exactly what we do and how we do it. We charge $99 if you don't want to do it yourself. But this is where you give away that value. And on the social media side of things, the good posting that we do is daily branded content that gets people to engage. That's the objective for good. Now on better and best, and this is important to understand.
And you have to be quick because we have ended in time.
All right. Better and best, good is posting daily stuff that gets people to engage, but better is anything behind the curtain. If I show you how we build websites and I point the camera at that while we're coding, that's cool. You're more interested in behind the curtain. And then what's best is the owner of any company pointing the camera at themselves and talking to the followers. And the reason for that is that people don't follow companies, they follow people. So be people.
I love that. You heard that? Be people. And that's what this show is all about, the people, and making sure that you are connected and you know who is the thought leaders in every single industry. We have so many industries we're going to be bringing to you week after week. So make sure to tune in on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. and follow Isham Harris and Merchant Side Merchant Side, but it is Merchant Side Marketing. And make sure you find out exactly what's going on your website and your social media. You have an ally, you have a team, you are not alone. We are here to keep you connected, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.